Well, I thought I was being smart adding this 100 amp charge controller to handle the number of panels I got. The 80 amp is still there. I haven't unscrewed it, and I won't be, because the number of panels I've got on this thing is going to require more than the 100 amp. So I'm just going to, I've got a bus bar over here where I can connect the battery, the battery in, and connect both of my charge controllers. I'm going to have to rewire some of the charge controllers outside to divert some through this second, which was my first charge controller, and some through the second, and then I'm going to have them both charging my battery bank. So that's going to take some re-architecting. I don't think I need any more cables. I could just basically cut half of this one off and cut the ends off of this, and then run it into the bus bar. Run it into one of the charge controllers. The bus bar will be where the battery's attached, and then I'll be able to charge it with all the panels I've got on my van. I'm not sure if that's required or not, but I do have more panels. Let's see what I got here. I do have more panels than can be supported by either the 100 amp or the 80 amp. Together, no problem. But separately, no. So I'm using the 100 amp to get as much as I can. I'm hoping that the fact that some of my panels, all of my panels, are scattered around. So some are in shade, some are in light. So I'm still trying to work out if that's going to be clear up the fact that do not have enough charge controller to support them all if they were all in full light, or mechanically being turned toward the sun, etc. So I'll be considering that as well, because it's going to be a pain in the butt to do that. But I've already got excuse the mess here. I'm still out because of the virus stuff, but this is the bus bar over there, the yellow thing you see in the corner. I unscrewed it to get that other one in there. So I just basically got to screw it back here, and then at some point run the batteries to the bus bar, then run separate cables from the bus bar to each one of these charge controllers. Then, in fact, I think I got enough cable. I just got to figure out how to work it. Then I will be able to charge, I began to count. I've got 1,500 plus watts if you count all of the panels here, on the doors, on the side here. When I flip this down, it's two 160 watt ones. On the front of the van, and it's going to be a nightmare separating these out. But I got plenty of time. And then I've got the 200 watt here on the back doors. If you count each panel is 50. Then I've got 120 watt on one side of this. Not exactly sure which one. And 100 watt on the other side down here. Then I have a 100 watt here, another 160 here, which I'm getting another because I want to treat it just like the other side. So once again, I need more. And this is a 100. You see, this was already rubbed up against something and damaged. So eventually I might put that out and replace a different kind of panel. But, panels are not my problem. Power distribution is my problem, it appears. Anyway, that's all I've really got to say about that. And for some reason, I keep saying 100 watt or 80 watt when I do the charge controllers. It's 80 amp and 100 amp. So if I made that mistake in this video, don't hang me out to dry. I'm doing it now to clarify, because every time I do one of these videos, I have to go in and either subtitle it or redo the whole video because I get my amp screwed up. I know watts and I know amps, but for some reason they run together in my mind when I'm talking about this. But, and of course, I always talked about the batteries. I've got 3 back here, which is 300 pounds. And I've got this one and the 3 back there. You see that in one of my previous videos. That's 370 to 400 pounds. So I am stretching this little underpowered van to the limit with that. So I'm hoping it'll last. Since I'm urban and not driving around a lot, I don't think it's going to be a big burden on the engine. But we'll see. And I might be going more rural pretty soon. If I do decide to retire and move out of the city, then I will be probably doing a little bit more. I'm never going to be a traveling van lifer, so you have to find another. But I will always be a gadget van lifer because I'm a gadget person. Oh, by the way, I went out and bought this little DeWalt drill here. This is a small one, so I can get rid of my larger drills because I needed it to do some to do some screwing in and to do some drilling. So I like this smaller profile drill just for a space changer. And as you can see, space is not at a premium for me. So I've got to throw more stuff away. And some of the stuff I'm either going to stick on eBay or contribute. I'm going to have to decide whether it's worth the trouble now that, you have to go get it packaged and everything else. And all of that is a risk to your health in these virus days. So I'll just see if that's worth it. Probably not. So I won't promise that. In any case, that's all I've got. So you will be seeing me. You will see the results. I'm not going to give you a break by break of it, but I will describe the results and how I did it to the degree that I can. A lot of times I just go fly by the seat of my pants, and then you see the results. As long as nothing's smoking, nothing is shorted, and nothing is burning, I think I've done a good job. Anyway, I'll talk to you later.